Let's make some heart-shaped macarons. Sift together 105 grams of almond flour and powdered sugar. Set it aside. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Add 100 grams of granulated sugar, and you can also add egg white powder if you live in a humid climate. I live in Florida, so I add 4 grams of egg white powder to my macaron batter. Whisk to combine. Add 100 grams of egg whites and whisk again. Whisk this mixture over the double boiler until the sugar melts. It should only take a couple of minutes. Touch the mixture with your hands, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the heat. Transfer it to a mixer bowl. Whip on speed 4 of the KitchenAid or medium speed for about 4 minutes. Raise the speed to speed 6 or medium-high speed and finish whipping the meringue until it has stiff peaks. Time whipping is going to vary. For me, it takes about 13 minutes to whip the meringue, but it really depends on your mixer. Whip until the meringue has stiff peaks shooting straight up and the bottom of the meringue is fluffy. Here I'm just transferring the meringue to this bowl so I can show the macaronage process a little bit better. Then add the dry ingredients that you sifted to the meringue and stir to combine. Here I'm adding a little bit of pink because I'm making this in 2 different colors, but I want to get a nice pink base, and then we're going to split the batter between different bowls, and I'm going to add a little bit more of food coloring to those batters to make different tones of pink. To this bowl, I'm adding some burgundy food coloring, and we're going to stir the batter until it achieves the perfect consistency. You should be able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula. Transfer it to a piping bag and set it aside. I'm adding a little bit more burgundy to this other bowl, and we're going to make a deeper color. The macaronage is ready when the batter is flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. Transfer it to a piping bag. And now we're making a lighter shade of pink, so we're only adding a tiny little bit of burgundy, and we're going to do the same, finish the macaronage until the batter is flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. Transfer it to a piping bag. And here's the 2-inch macaron template. You can find it on my website for free. Download it, print it, place under your baking mat or parchment paper. Then place the piping bag on the top corner and apply pressure to dispense batter as you drag the piping bag to the center on the bottom. And then move up to the other side and do the same thing. After piping a few shells, take the toothpick and use it to help shape the heart. You can pop any air bubbles and also use a toothpick to shape the macaron and form the defined pointy shape at the bottom of the heart. You want to use a smaller piping tip like a Wilton 8 or a 10. After piping a few hearts at a time, you want to use the toothpick to help spread the batter and define the shape before the shell gets a chance to dry, because then you're going to have streaks on your shell and it's not going to look smooth. You can also tap the tray on the bottom every so often to help spread out the batter and release air bubbles. And when you're making shaped macarons, you want to let them rest until they're completely dry, because if you don't, they're either going to have really small feet or they're going to crack in the oven. I'm baking these macarons in a 300 Fahrenheit oven for about 20 minutes. If you notice that the macarons are becoming lopsided, you can rotate the tray halfway through baking so they bake evenly on all sides. The macarons are done baking when you try to move a shell and it doesn't feel jiggly. And if you touch the top, it's not going to feel soft. Then you can remove it from the oven. To make the filling, we're going to beat together cream cheese and butter until fluffy. Then add powdered sugar and beat again until combined. And you can add some vanilla extract or even almond extract to flavor your buttercream. Place it in the piping bag and pipe in the macaron shells.